Hey everyone, thought I'd give a progress update on my Mark Rober engineering build number 2. Not quite there yet, but I'll show you where we're at. These are the two kits I bought. I've got the additional sensor kit, and my objective was to limit myself to only the parts that came with the kits and not too many additional components. It's currently a work in progress, but hopefully it'll make sense. We've got the Arduino Mega, we've got the servo that came with it, plus one extra servo that I bought separately. That's a motor shield that I bought that in my testing I blew up, because you do that when you're testing things. A couple of extra momentary switches, if I can find them, and a relay that came out of the expansion kit. The objective for the goal is a spirograph, and it should work as follows. When you power up the Arduino, what should happen is that these two servos are attached to arms that will hold the pen that will spin around, creating spirals on the page. The relay that's here will drive a 72 RPM 12 volt motor that will spin the page around underneath it. The LCD screen that I've got here will show you a display of what's going on. So the way it's supposed to work is when you first power it up, the LCD screen will tell you to remove the pen from the page and wait for you to do so. When you've done so, you press the button to continue. When you do that, it'll take the two servo motors, pick a random direction for them, plus a random speed, so they can travel in independent directions of each other and at independent speeds to create random spirals. It'll start out by choosing a random position for each of the servos and then prompt you via the screen to put your pen back in place. When you've done that, you press the momentary button again, and it will then commence spinning both the servos at whatever direction and speed it's chosen, as well as sending power to the relay, which will then spin the table underneath it. Let's have a demo of it and see where we're at. If I can get the... Okay, so when you plug it in and turn it on, what we should initially see is the LCD screen will light up saying remove the pen now and press the button when ready. So when we hold the button, if we watch the servos, what they should do is pick a random direction and move to a random start position. Which they've just done, and it now says insert the pen and press the button to start the servos. So at this point you would insert the pen back into the spirograph at its start point. When you press the button again, it will commence turning the servos to create the spirals, as well as send power to the relay. So the servos start to spin in whichever direction they've chosen. Using the ideas that Mark gave us on the course, I created my own little design that will display on the screen saying that this design has been inspired by Mark Rober. A little nod to the professional. If at any point during the operation you want to pause it, if you press the momentary switch again, it'll tell you that it's paused, and it would allow you to adjust or change the paper, change the pen, whatever it is you want to do. When you're ready, you hit the button again to resume, and it will continue spinning the servos and the base motor again. Once you're finished and you've completed a revolution and you have your completed graphic, you simply hit the button again to pause it, and then you would take the pen out, remove your finished product, and then if at any point you wanted to reset and start again, you simply grab this button over here, which will be labeled reset in the finished build, hit that, and it simply resets the whole system, telling you to remove the pen and start again for the next graphic. I'm almost there. I haven't got the relay powering up yet, but I will have shortly. Other than that, it's more a mechanical build, and I hope to finish that off in the next few days and should be able to show you guys a spirograph.